So we'll get started into the second game. So it's going to be in God's Garden, probably the most macro-focused map in the pool. And we'll have to see if Pholon can do something a little bit more effective than his new crush. And if you guys want to introduce the players for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Skindzer is the red Zerg at the top right, and Pholon is the purple Terran at the bottom right.
Alright, so Pholon's still choosing to play Terrence, obviously his preferred race against Zerg. And yeah, I mean, a new crush I think on this map just wouldn't work, right? Like, it's such a large map, and I don't think the natural is kind of a little bit constricted, and I don't think it would really suit itself to this kind of build. But hey, I mean, I guess a new crush, it's not really all that map dependent, but I just feel like
Yeah,
if you actually...
rarely analyze maps like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you're like, oh, well, they have a natural, so I guess I can nuke it. But I mean, it's not really a map where I think shenanigans usually happen. You know what I mean? It's
It can't stop us hoping for them, though.
yeah. If you pick, let me just check one thing. Go to the message on Skype. Oh, okay. I need. Apparently, this game is long, so I'm actually going to 2 times it. So, yeah. I've been told by the organist to 2 times this game, so so it shall be done. So everyone just sort of buckle down. I know it kind of, I guess we've just spoiled that the game's not going to end from whatever time we push that Pholon does. But hey, you guys, just think about the pain and suffering that I have saved you. Well, not pain and suffering. I mean, lack of sleep, because it is 7:30 a.m. for people in the civilized side of the world.
That drone has forced 3 SCVs to build a barracks. That is wonderful.
And gets out with about half his life. And looks like it's going to be some sort of gasless expand here from Pholon. Deciding to get the second depot before making the command center. I don't know how much I like that. It kind of delays it. I think, I'm pretty sure that you're supposed to make the command center before your second depot, right? Like, you just basically cheese it out with like 1 Marine and you cut a couple of SCVs.
And then you're just depending on the command center for the extra supply.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, no, you do make the depot after you've dropped it. You just want to sort of get it down as fast as possible so you can get that second command center sort of making stuff. But yeah, Pholon being extremely defensive. So this is pretty much the polar opposite of what happened last game. And skindzer doing pretty much the same thing as well that he was doing last game.
I'd like to say that Skinzer's only comment since this game started in chat is, "Oh God, this game. Oh God, why?"
Oh,
so
fantastic! I love to hear that.
If it's anything like the last game that inspired people to say that, which is, I think, Caucasian Asian versus...
Oh, God.
Oh, I don't want to damn someone by calling them a beginner, but some beginner.
I can't remember who was it against now. It was a really bad person in the group, like the one who really sucked. Oh fuck, I can't think of his name.
I mean, pushing out with Marines there.
Was Brood War mechanically challenged? Is what I'm trying to say. Not sucked. No, nobody sucks in THSL. Less good. That's what I'm trying to say. Less good. Oh shit! Did someone just lag? I felt some lag.
No, mine's fine.
Looks like Pholon's just building up a pretty standard Bioforce here, and in the meantime, skindzer going up to lurkers, and hilariously, he tried to expand to the back natural of like the top left base, and was blocked by an eBay. Like, of all places to be blocked by an eBay when you're expanding at this point in the game, that's just so fucking random. But hey, I guess you gotta block those commands, those hatcheries.
2 times speed zerglings are horrifying.
Yeah, so hard to follow. Oh my god.
I'm seasick.
Just watch them on the minimap. That's what I'm doing. Everyone should be like.
I'm only watching the whole game from the minimap now.
Yeah, pretty much. skindzer still hasn't taken another. He must be aware that this is a back natural, but it looks like he's choosing not to take it. I think that's smart, because there's a giant fucking cliff behind the back natural. Have you played on this map before, 538? Like, I don't know if you played it in THSL.
Not in THSL, but I have played the game, sure.
Yeah,
Or yes, I have played in THSL as well,
did?
versus
Yeah.
Chill.
Oh, yep,
Yes.
okay, now I've got you.
So yes, I do think that this 2-base spire is a bit nicer decision from skindzer, especially because, you know, it is well known about this map that it is a very big macro map and Zerg could very easily take that backdoor expansion, but still he opts for some early aggression, so let's see how that plays out for him.
Yeah, I think if you take the back natural too, you have to be prepared to defend it, because a Terran can easily just drop a couple of tanks there and tank out, you know, a couple of tanks with a few Marines, and, you know, trying to sort of drop a lurker up there would take forever, you know. It's not something a Zerg can easily defend from a drop like that. And I think that's why he's instead chosen to take the top left natural, because it's just so far away from Pholon that to pressure that, you know, it would just be easier to pressure the natural pretty much. And in the meantime, Pholon setting up factories and expanding to the bottom left, so it looks like this map has an effect on people where they just want to play a macro game. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, because we're on God's Garden and there's like a back expo, therefore we will play a macro game, and the other guy's like, yeah, okay, cool, and they just start macroing, you know? It's weird.
And therefore we will not use either of the back expos.
Yeah, it's
So
weird.
Skinzer's lurker count is horrifying. He's already got Scourge up, but the Science Vessels and Irradiate's just finished. So we're like moving into like pretty much my favourite type of Zerg versus Terran is just mass lurker lane with Scourge for the Science Vessels and Irradiate for the lurkers.
How does this game go forever? There's like a million lurkers.
Well, they're irradiated now.
But
And my god, Irradiate does damage on 2 times speed.
But there's like, I think if skindzer just like unburrowed all those lurkers and brought the lings in too, that he would just win the game, right? Like, am I?
Well, unburrowed lurkers aren't that good.
Well, yeah. Oh, here we go. Okay, so skindzer, instead of doing what I thought was like a smart, you know, tactical move, was in fact just didn't realize. Even though he scattered it with his initial overlord, like it literally flew over the ramp, over the expo, over the cliff to Pholon's natural. So I mean, yeah, and he's actually didn't realize he was taking a back natural when it got blocked by the eBay. So I guess skindzer hasn't actually played this map before.
The other thing to notice is that Pholon is still on top of his money, and Skinder's like bumping up to 2,000 stockpiled gas. Like,
Oh wow.
it's getting messy, and I'm not sure if it's just that he has a massive bases, because he definitely does, but he still should be spending that income with it.
Pholon has pretty much completely transitioned to mech here. Still kind of got bio in his main, but he just sort of putting more factories out. But he's got a ton of factories at this bottom left base, and he's taking the back natural.
Yeah,
And,
that bottom left is really going to work out for him, because now it's pretty much secure with all those tanks, and skindzer failed to scout it, so that's three extra bases for Terran.
Yeah, it's more secure than his main by a long way. Like, there's like a million tanks here, and there's like 2 tanks in Pholon's main. I feel like
I'm
skindzer
not sure if
could have
anyone else
just
has
won.
noticed that Pholon has 20 SCVs on gas in his natural.
Oh, well, I mean, gas is a really
is-
important resource for
I just hadn't appreciated how important.
Pholon commenting that he actually lost a dropship. That's fair enough. I mean, they're really easy to like miss. He does have random marines everywhere, and he's setting up lots of turrets. So Pholon definitely, when he picked this map, he was like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna play a super long game," and I mean that's what he's going for. Like they're literally like after skindzer took out that first Bioforce, I think skindzer feels ahead, right? Like he's like, well, cool, you know, I just killed that, you know, Pholon can't be aggressive, so I'll just macro up, get some cows, you know, get some tech, and Pholon was just like, well, fuck it, I'll just take every base and make
The
mech.
swarms go down. The swarms go down at least a mile away from the base at first. That's a little better.
It's the pathway of doom. Yeah, Pholon setting up some
God.
nice defense here, but I think he's just gonna lose his main, right?
Yeah, no, it's not looking great. At
But
least.
the joke's
Yeah,
on
maybe this game
skindzer.
is not. Maybe this game is not an hour long after all. The last 30 minutes are just floating buildings of Pholon all across the map.
Well, then I'll be glad that we time suited. But there's like probably more infrastructure in Pholon's other base than there is in his main. So while I mean, skindzer has taken out a bunch of the tech, and he'll like, you know, slow the upgrades and whatever. He sort of hasn't really stopped Pholon's production, and Pholon, you know, is starting to float a few minerals now, but he can easily drop a couple of extra factories and be fine.
Oh my god. There's an infested command center.
Whereabouts? Whereabouts?
I don't know, I had the burning command center selected.
Oh, I see
there
it.
it is. Floating towards
Oh my
the
god.
Yeah.
Is he using...
skindzer has won my heart. And he's gonna lose it somehow stupid, I just know it, but I could not love him more.
Is he gonna build? Is he gonna build? Come on. Come on, please. Please. Please.
I guess not, I think he just likes keeping it around.
Please. Yes!
Oh yes, it's 5.
Queued 5 of them. That's the way to do it. No fucking around. Skindzer hasn't realized there's a back natural for Pholon, so he actually just isn't gonna kill it. There's like this back natural, and Pholon's like, well, you know, I guess you'll just leave it alone. So, I mean, he killed Pholon's mined out bases and the infrastructure he didn't care about. And in the meantime...
Pholon knows all about it.
Yeah, Pholon just spoiled that. Skindzer would have never looked for that backdoor expansion.
Yeah. Silly, silly, silly. So he's
Although,
just gonna get taken
skindzer
out
has
now.
so many views now.
And now
4 or 5?
Pholon is doing Goliath drops. Like, harassment Goliath drops. And, oh my god, he tank drops.
So second command center.
A second one?
skindzer has 2 infested command centers, one coming up from the 6 o'clock
Oh
now.
wow. Oh, there's gonna be so
This
many
is
infested
beautiful.
turrets. I wonder, do they
Yes.
work under Swarm? They do, right?
For the first time, I have to say, the idea of macroing up your infested Terran being something he has to work hard at is wonderful.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh,
he
another
has to-
one! What the fuck?
It keeps 4.
Man.
Photon is that we miss too much on ×2, and I can only hope that that's because he's angry we're not seeing how good he is at the moment.
Oh
and I
my
feel
god.
bad.
I think Pholon's ahead now, because even though Skindzer has so many infested command centers, they're taunting him to build infested Terrans, right? Which are essentially a waste of money at this point, because it's tanks.
Yeah.
So he's wasting all these resources on units which are pointless. In the meantime, he has 2 drones mining. Sorry, about 10 drones total mining at all, right? His main is basically gone, his natural is gone, his top third got tank dropped and killed. He only has the top left natural and main, and they're really not mining all that much. And in the meantime, Pholon has 2 fully mining
The
bases.
Swarm is down, but the Goliaths are still there. And he's lost his Hydras again, so no more records for now.
Oh my god. So yeah, Pholon just doing his best to basically make like Skindzer pretty
back
mad.
into bio.
You say he's transitioning back into bio.
You
What?
see? No, he just said everyone's going to miss my transition in the chat, and I noticed he was building a barracks. It's fine.
No, I think he's just building that so he can make more factories. Well, that would make sense
Oh.
anyway. And he just have so many fucking tanks. Like as a Zerg, how do you kill those tanks? Like I don't even know. Like it always
He
yeah.
also said it's one of the things that I have to say I absolutely love. Pholon at some point was trying to repair the command center while it was being infested, because the SCV repairing can force the queen out.
Yeah.
I don't think it works.
And
Or at least
that
if it
does
did
work
happen
though. I
somewhere.
know that. But you have to get it like right, because there's like about like a 1 second window where the queen is inside the command center before it infests, and if you get it back over the threshold in that time by repairing it, it does force the queen.
Straight out. That's fantastic.
Skins are just throwing away these infested command centers. I think that's a good move because they're so tempting. You're like, oh, I've got this infested command center, I guess I'll build some infested Terrans. But now he doesn't have that temptation. In the meantime, Pholon tank drops top left natural. It's not going to kill it though, because there is a single lurker just killing the tanks. But you know, just little bits of harassment here and there, and he has such a big tank ball now that it's going to be really tough for Skindzer to deal with. And in come the hordes.
And
Oh,
the swarm goes down. Perfect.
But I mean, Pholon's coming out on top in these engagements somehow.
He's also got infinite money.
Oh my god. Pholon's up on 9 factories now, and getting starports for, I guess, extra. No, he's going BCs. Got a physics lab coming down, so Pholon just doing
I'm
the.
curious. It looks like Skindzer has had a queen push again. I'm not sure if that's the broodling the tanks, but there are 3 queens that don't have enough energy to be anything else. Like they have to have been made relatively recently, since the last batch of queens went down. So
Yeah, well, I mean,
the idea.
queens are going to be useful until there are no tanks left. I mean, they're such an effective way to deal with tanks. When you think about the cost, if a queen even kills 1 tank, it's still just a 1-for-1 trade, and a Zerga's generally going to outmine a Terran, right? Which means that it's worthwhile. And we got Guardians coming down for skins now as well. Just getting his money's worth out of Hive Tech.
It is shocking that his money is so low. 300 to Pholon's 5,000, 1,200.
Yeah. Does this make you angry, 538, watching a Terran do this?
No, not in particular.
Do you have like an irrational hatred of Terran just because they can do this? Like, or is that just me?
Well, as a Protoss, I think you're supposed to hate turtling Terrans to an extent, surely, but I think in this game, skindzer is really not reacting well to Pholon's play, so I wouldn't call this game a good example of how imba Terran mech is, because really this game just shouldn't go this way, really.
Okay, funny situation's about to occur. So Pholon is floating a command center over to re-expand to his back natural, but he's blocked it with the turret. So he's gonna have to kill his own turret to lay his own command center down. And Queen's just doing bits of harass. I hear tanks firing somewhere. I have no idea where though. Do you know where they are? I have no idea where they are.
No, I can't find him either.
I hear them though. Like, do you... Oh, this thing is just
Oh,
not
they were
firing
just-
at the front.
Yeah, he's slowly trying
No,
to
it
pick
was-
away at the front.
He's pretty much... He's done on tanks. The problem is he kills the tanks and then goes in with the Guardians, but there's like a million Goliaths here. But here comes the rest of the swarm. Oh my god.
The broodling tank is a great idea. I just love broodling tank. It's wonderful.
But BCs, they're pretty good against... Oh my god, another one! Oh, it's such an effective way.
Pholon is really masterful at tempting skindzer to make more infested Terrans. It's really working out for him.
Oh my god, it's so good though, because when you think about it, you spend 150, 100 on a queen, right? You're gonna have a queen anyway in this matchup. And essentially brings the time down to kill a command center in half. Because you can, or what, by a third or whatever, because now you only have to kill it to a certain point to get rid of it.
It's worse than that. Then they have to play. So you split their fire as well. Like you're dictating how they're spending their time afterwards.
Yeah.
It's like it seems minor, but it's still something. Like,
Yeah, it's
everything you get.
For people like seeing this, they might think it's some sort of like a bad mana move or whatever, but it's not. This is like a legitimate thing, and I think that honestly should be used more in games of Brood War. Looks like Pholon is making barracks in his old main to
Yeah, he's so gassed out.
to kill the depleted Geyser and Zerg hatchery, or maybe just to defend this back expo. But I think Pholon has maybe the better of the map split here. I can't really tell. Skindzer completely gave up. There's like one tank that stopped an expo, and he's like, well, I guess I'll give up. And oh, by the way, top left died. Did you guys... When did that happen? I'm so
I'm just not very good at casting games, so I didn't see it.
I assume the BC's killed. Let's just say the BC's killed it, alright?
Well, no, the BCs killed the other base up there, so I presume they floated over and killed top left as well.
Fantastic. People are asking, why are we watching it ×2? Because it's long.
We're casting on hard mode.
Yes, that's exactly what we're doing. Hard mode. And yeah, so he's basically setting him back up in his main so he can defend this back expo. And
I love the interplay. He's using the Yamato guns to hit the Devourers before they can acid spore the... Oh my god! So he's got Plague and Acid Spores on the battlefield.
Jesus.
It's not just eating them alive. Any time when there are 2 effects active on a unit at once is the pinnacle of Brood War.
Pholon needs to use his medics to cleanse those BCs. I don't know if he's researched that though. But skindzer has enough stuff, and under Swarm BCs are useless, and that's one of the weaknesses. Hydra's under Swarm will kill BCs, so you need some sort of tank to actually defend your main, because if you don't have that, you don't have anything. Like right now, I don't think Pholon has anything that actually hits under Swarm, right? Like he has
No,
Goliaths
no thanks, though.
and BCs and like 2 tanks. Everything else can't. But you know, skindzer only has the 1 base mining now. Everything else is pretty much gone.
Best part is, no, he's got 2 still. He's distance mining from 6 o'clock to the command center that's off to the right of where the main had been. So he lost a bunch of SCVs, but he's still mining quite actively from that base.
Well, that's fair enough. That's exactly where I place all my command centers. When I need to mine from a mineral patch, I guess. It's kind of weird, but I guess it's working, so I guess you can't complain. And now Pholon just claims top left. He just walked up there and was like, this is my base now, and there's not much skindzer can do about it. Instead, just going to counterattack Pholon's back, like bottom third. LOL! Okay, wait, just pausing for a second. Hi, Pholon. Hi, Pholon. Yes. Well, and it's not actually that boring to cast. I think if we've been doing this in 1 time, it might have been painful, but in 2 times, it's
I have to say, I'm very, very, very impressed.
yeah, no,
Like,
in 2 times it's
Joy
quite
Skindzer has
insane.
played this is wonderful. The way Pholon has clung on for dear life is just excellent. Like it's a real pleasure. Like, if either of them had left earlier, and both of them had chances where it seemed reasonable to leave, this wouldn't have been nearly as much fun. But the idea of them both sticking out to the very end is excellent, and now Pholon is losing everything. Those judgments, Jesus.
Yeah, bottom left base is completely fucked. So I guess he'll just migrate again. And the problem is that when he migrates, he doesn't really leave behind very much for skindzer to take.
Well, he does leave behind all the supply depots.
Maybe he'll
Like,
hide
that's-
a command center in a weird location and distance mine from the last base there. But
That's why he's still distance mining them there.
it's hilarious. Pholon's
Skindzer
still
has finally put drones on the 3 o'clock-ish base that was empty for so long. I mean, they've been there a while, like they have been mining, but for the longest time that base was built and idle, basically.
Yeah. Skindzer at 59 supply and has 1 mining base to Pholon's 131 supply, and this is such a tough situation. And then I just...
But he's protecting that 1 mining base with 3 defilers in case some ranged drop appears and he can swarm the mineral lines. That's very smart.
But I feel like the BCs could just like walk over and just like Yamato the hatchery and then just walk away and then do that like 4 more times, and then skindzer like wouldn't have any money. And skindzer
Consuming his
is
own drone.
killing the drones. So he's like his last like 5 drones and just like killed them all, and now he's running these defilers away. All right. Skindzer apologizing specifically to Sejol. What about me? What about me?
For a moment I assumed he was apologizing for consuming the drones and making me laugh, and now I'm really confused.
So Pholon like saying it's his fault or whatever, but he said something about something. He like apologized or something like that. You can't really apologize if you pick God's Garden. You have to know that this is going to happen. So essentially Pholon did it knowingly, with intent, and an apology at this point doesn't cut it. We need something.
Yes, Pholon really wasn't apologizing, he was just mentioning that that's what you get when you have such maps in the map pool.
But there were other maps.
And of course, skindzer couldn't veto because he didn't even know which map this was.
Yeah.
The best part is that Pholon actually used restoration on the battle cruisers, which is wonderful.
Yeah,
You never see restoration. I'm so happy. This has everything.
the problem is he
And
doesn't
now
have
he's
medics
using
with his
snake.
BCs right now.
They're all Scourge. What's that gonna do? Like no matter what happens, you can't build the defilers again. Like,
Oh shit!
it's like there's nothing to shoot them now. Oh,
See-
there. Never mind.
This is the issue, right? He didn't actually bring a dropship with medics, so he can't actually heal his BCs now. Like, he left them back at base. So what's the...
Mobility is strong. Like, they don't need help. You can just fly home and repair, unless you get cut off with hydrogen.
How? He's cut them off. Like, Pholon's about to lose, like, 300 fucking supply
My God.
of, like, BCs. But the thing
Oh, the
is,
hydrogen's going down.
Skindzer like barely mining once again, taking the scraps that Pholon leaves. Pholon is like the ultimate like bad human, right?
There's an extra hydrogen coming off, but for the moment he's got pretty much nothing.
Yeah.
Somehow he is distance mining to 6 o'clock with drones that are returning now to the 3 o'clock, I think. Like,
Fair enough. But yeah, Pholon is like, you know how like people get a bad rap because we just like go into places and we like wreck the like environment. Like, you know, in the movie Avatar, right?
No, it's in Independence Day. He's the aliens.
No, Pholon is the humans in Avatar. And skindzer is like the natives or whatever, and he's like trying just to get by on whatever the humans leave in their destructive way.
I cannot believe he's going mass marine now.
But the problem is, like, that Jake guy has, like, he told, like, the Na'vi or whatever how to, like, deal with, like, the evil humans, and now they're, like, you know, using plague and hydras and burrowed hydras to, like, take out the battle cruisers, which represent, you know, like, the big human fleet or whatever, which is over their homeworld. People saying that it's typical.
Of the noble savage.
Yeah. He's saying because he is South American, he is the savage. That's that's exactly why I chose you. The other reason,
You're
of course,
from
being...
Australia.
What's that?
Like, if you want the stereotypes, you guys have the worst ones.
Once again, skindzer gets to a base after Pholon has completely raped it. He's killing these command centers, but like there's like 500 minerals left there. Like, Pholon doesn't give
takes
shit.
out to 6 o'clock with the Marine Force.
Oh my god.
And he moves a single lurker on the ramp, but it's not enough to even block, and it won't survive anyway.
Well, maybe it will. Man,
he has
lurker eggs are
burrows
pretty good.
and still on the edge.
Look at it, it survived. It was like,
Hey, that's amazing.
no, there's a single lurker on there. Thing is, what's it defending? There's nothing up here. There's like a depleted geyser.
I'll be honest, for me the real story here is that Pholon's infantry is at +0, +1.
0-1 infantry.
I know he hasn't used bio, but still.
Yeah, I mean, come on. You've had like 7 eBays to block things. Why not just research a little bit? And yeah, skindzer is fucked. He's just completely fucked. He's dead beyond belief. And Pholon just doing cleanup and... Here we go. So the poor Na'vi, their homeland getting destroyed by the evil humans in their epic last stand where they actually kill everything. What? Did that just happen? Did skindzer just kill everything with a bunch of hydras?
He killed them off. The PCs are still alive. And skindzer doesn't have enough money to build a base. And Pholon has all the money in the world, so he can continue the massive.
He has 7 hydras, and Pholon is at like 60 supply, and he's struggling. Like, it's his last building, right? Oh,
no, he has a gas on the bottom right.
He's got... So he has 14 hydras, and he has an extractor, and some overlords, and that's it. And meanwhile, Pholon is mining on 3 bases. With like a full economy and everything. But skindzer, man, he's not giving up.
The Hydra's hit squad is doing really well. He's already building a new extractor to maintain his place in the game. I don't think he knows what... Oh, there it is.
Oh, SCV found it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Pholon has like 74 supply. Oh wait, he's making a single lurker. That's his one shot. Alright.
Oh, of course. Oh, the tank.
Oh, well.
Oh, the lurker just burrow.
Well. Epic fail.
Beautiful game. I have to say, no, fair play to both players. I can't believe how well each of them played. I'm thoroughly impressed.
So that was